Hey YouTube, it's Telly Tuesday and I've got a new telly. Well, virtually, actually, super new. This has never been a guitar before. This is from Darren. We've got a box of guitar bits. So this neck is, is it an Ashton? I had a similar headstock with this. You can see previously someone's drawn a line on it. They were going to round it off, but I think it works very well on a super punk telly. The body, brand new, very light. Just one of these, see the body blanks you see for like 30 quid? Someone's just rough routed them out. Like that, I had to route it out for the other hardware on. Obviously, quite a lot of work involved in actually putting a guitar together. It's not just a case of, oh, 4 bolts and then put the hardware on. A lot more than that. Yeah, so this one has an Entwistle pickup in the neck, a HV58. I assume that's like a 58, that's the year of the Les Paul, so it's like a PAF type thing, probably. Bridge pickup, I'm not exactly sure what it was. I think it's from My Parts box, but it's quite a powerful one. It's got like a humbucker, Schecter type, gold bridge, 6 saddles, but takes a humbucker, so you get the humbucker in the frame, which may or may not be is that important to the Telecaster sound. Got the metal control plate, just a 3-way switch. I had to drill through for through strung, so I've got these on the back. We've got not done too badly with the gold hardware. This neck already actually had locking tuners on it. As you can see, I've not used them as locking tuners because I had the neck off and had to do the frets and all that, so I needed to be able to undo the strings a bit. Also, being cheap bastards, me and jpax generally don't give strings away with guitars, because you sit there, and even if they're cheap ones at £3 or £4 a packet, that's £3 or £4, and then you're putting the strings on, and then most of the guitars are getting sold to America, so we're having to pay, I don't know, there must be extra weight in them. Also, you're not going to put those strings back on again when you get it out of they're all bent and all that, so you're just going to, so I'll leave these big long strands on them, so there's possibility of poking it through the holes, putting it on another guitar just for demo purposes. Maybe get 2, possibly 3 guitars out of one set. Well, if someone in the UK buys it, they just send the whole guitar in a oneer. Although there would be some sense in maybe just charging a surcharge for sending these out in as just assembled rather than taking the necks off, so you could get them in a smaller box and get cheaper postage. Because of that Yamaha one that the guy was up here put it together and it played terribly, it was buzzing, and he's asking Jen, does it not have a truss rod? Alan Keen told me it's a 517, and you're like, oh, does it not have, and you're like, what? And I was like, what the fuck, that guitar played like an absolute dream when I packed it up. And then it's like, then a couple of days later you get, yeah, first thing happened, as soon as I unlocked it, saw there was a shim in the neck and the red flag went up, and you're like, alright. So, if for someone who doesn't know anything and goes like up here, there's a shim, that takes away all the tone, I'll put it on. Oh, now it's not all set up, I'll try adjusting everything. So you obviously absolutely fucked the guitar. I hate to think how much you end up having to pay a luthier to fix that, because the luthier's going to put it back exactly the way I had it, put a shim in. But then I suppose what I think would probably happen is like, oh no, you can't have a shim, and the guy's going, well, not a shim, okay, for $100 I'll shave the bottom of the neck so there's no shim, but do exactly the same thing that won't make any difference. I think maybe done something like that. Yeah. I was thinking I might. I don't want to do it because I wouldn't get paid for it. But I could split the pickups. I'd quite like in the middle position for it to be the inner or outer coils. Have them both coil split, giving you a sort of humbucker either side, and then in the middle you've got basically what I did with the corker. So you get like a really good jangle position in the middle. It's good in the middle anyway. Neck. last tone. Bridge. A great pickup in bridge. Just like I'd like to say I'd like totally specifically picked what I'm going to do with that guitar there. I'm going to try different pickups until I get like a really good match. Sometimes just potluck's the way to go. And that's a good neck pickup. But kind of expected it because it's an end whistle, whereas the bridge one, which is a don't know, is just a rock demon. That sounds brilliant. Not that bend. And although, yes, it does have humbuckers in it and no single coil options, so it doesn't actually do any Telecaster sounds, it's still a tele, definitely. I don't know where this this line is drawn when something stops being a tele. But this is definitely one. Just double checking I'd done the intonation last time. I took a guitar over to Jen's. I'd basically just battered it together, took it over, and I hadn't actually got down to doing that, which was alright. You're just playing chords. The trick is when you're playing up here. We're trying to work this out. We were playing this last time. Yeah, okay, so it's that. Missed it. I just working something out. Messed about here. That's what the song does, actually. That was a wee bit more interesting, playing in G and F there. I think I always talk about the way guitars are guitars are. Yes, when you've got a guitar, like I'm buying ones quite a lot of time that are maybe unloved and haven't, especially the old 80s ones, maybe haven't even had strings on them for 10 years or more, or they've been in bits. It takes a while for them to come back to life playing them. any guitar, doesn't matter how good it is, if it's not been played for a few years, it kind of just, it stops moving, it stops vibrating, and even more so with a brand new guitar, because this has never been vibrated in. So I mean, even just in the 20 minutes I've been playing this has gone from being, yeah, pretty good, but it's just that there is a little pang of when you put these things together for the first time, because I put it together and it's like, here I said, cut it, routed out the pickups and blah blah blah, got it all set up, and then it was like, or got it all assembled, put strings on it, and you're just like, oh no, plays pure awful and it sounds shit. It's like, and then the fiddling commences to make it back into playing again, and then now but once I'd got it so it wasn't buzzing and the action and all that was all right, just in the last 20 minutes it started to, like, everything's just getting used to being a guitar. You know, it's like the fibres in the wood. You know what I mean? This might be absolute bullshit, but it makes sense to me. Something like that. There's definitely something to do with it being played. When I used to build guitars before, I used to get my pal Peg, who was talking to this morning. We used to have a jam on like a Friday night. We'd just get drunk and have a jam, and he was always given the guitar I'd just built. And basically that night he would just play it hard and tune it a lot, and then the following day I would go out and play it and I'd be like, yes, and it would play pure amazing, even though I hadn't really done anything. It just needed, you know, it didn't really need any adjusting, it just needed played in, you know, just played loud, tuned, and then after a couple of tunings it stays there, but just the more you play it, the more it gets. There's also an element of getting more used to the guitar. But I mean, really, the pickups this are fantastic, considering, I mean, as I said, my plan was to have the middle position, but they're actually a really nice mix of pickups. They sound different enough. Quite often you get like the bridge and maybe even from the same set. They're just kind of the same. But that's definitely a good jazzy one. And that's not pure overpowering, which is kind of bizarre. I wonder what it is. It doesn't even have any adjustable pull pieces, it's just flat bar, which normally makes it cheaper. It might be an Ibanez. But it's an acceptable clean sound, which I don't normally get at humbuckers, and both of them together. I want to use the word rich. Still got an element of a tele twang. I wonder if the bridge has more to do with it than what I'm thinking. Obviously this is not a single coil bridge, but it is actually attached in it. Or we used the moderate gain. I'm thinking of what I'm using that for, is I know it's called a British sound, but it kind of sounds like, see what I imagine a Fender Tweed type thing with that kind of, just on the edge of breakup, not just full on distortion. Well, it is kind of just full on distortion, isn't it, really? But it's got that sort of single coily ooh thing going on. Yeah. So, if you're interested in this, have a look on Jennifer Armstrong's Facebook page. But it's not heavy. But I mean, this is the first airbrushed attempt, and then the airbrush broke. So I don't know how many whether it'll be another go of airbrushes again. But as you can see, it's very detailed. I was a little bit annoyed with this. See that red bit there? That was like a kind of a face that looked a little bit like The Nightmare Before Christmas, but the pickup had to go over it. There wasn't any other way. There was already a hole. You know, it's like some things just have to go where they have to go. And I kind of want to watch with the these are the other wireless systems, the more expensive Legato ones. Jen doesn't like it because you've got to unplug it, and I totally get that. It's probably quite good for doing these videos, but in general, see, because it's got a light on it, I know it's just rechargeable, it's just USB chargeable, so it's not like you have to buy batteries for it, but I tend to play the guitar for a bit and then put it down, and then it's like you sit and it's like, you know, I better turn off the thing so the battery doesn't run down, and then 5 minutes later, what was that? And then you pick it up, and then you got to turn them both back on again. Whereas if you've just got a lead, the guitar just sits there, and that must save me. It must be, you're probably on the fat end of 10 seconds. I'm saving by just having the lead plugged in rather than having to lean down and turn on the thing. I mean, I would, if you're, maybe not as your first attempt, but if you've done up a couple of, squares or something, I would have a look at, could be worthwhile building yourself a tele, because teles are difficult. Teles are so cool. I mean, I want to keep every one of these jpax ones just because teles are amazing. And even, I think, intentionally putting a horrible headstock like this on it pure works. I don't like the Jackson type headstock, but this one, it's like, yeah, get it right up here. I'm sure it was in Ashton. I actually went to the Ashton distribution centre in Shenzhen. I don't think I saw ones with this headstock. Maybe they had a spiky metal one, but I definitely had the first double neck I built, the green one, Star Destroyer, Mark 1, which I sold and built Star Destroyer Mark 2 because Mark 1 worked so well that I couldn't believe how well it worked, but I hadn't used expensive bits and I hadn't properly smoothed it all off. It was kind of more like this, like square edges all the way around it rather than being all sanded. But once I knew that it worked, I was always going to have part 2. I don't think I ever had the two at the same time. But there's a little bit of work in it. But if you're quite practical, buying a wee tele body, and then I probably wouldn't. Well, would I buy a brand new neck? I'd be tempted to buy something to donate all the parts from. But you need a tele bridge and you need the metal plate, and it's like once these things add up, it's like, you can get one. I don't know, it's maybe about 15 quid or something for the plate, and it's like, and that's like a $5 or like maybe more than that, maybe like a tenner for like a Chinese one sort of thing. So you're already at sort of 30 quid just for the bridge of the thing. I mean, actually, okay, the humbuckers can be anything. The neck, you can alter it to fit if you get like a nice Strat neck, or get a guitar with a smashed up body and try and use the bits from it. And tuners aren't expensive, but I mean you are just looking at being I don't know if I'm building one of these, and this is assuming you know what you're doing and you're doing what I did with having to do all the frets and some quite serious work and adjustments and chiseling and dremeling to make things fit. I'm not sure whether you're better off just buying the cheapest Squire. But then again, this is unique. If I had this, the only thing I would change would be the locking tuners, because it's slightly neck heavy, just a wee bit. It's only because the body's so light, but I think the big locking tuners are what's causing that. And I'm not a big fan of locking tuners. They're alright. I wouldn't. Well, I was going to say I wouldn't take them off, but I kind of would. I would probably basically just have a guitar I would sell and I would use it as a selling feature. Oh, it's got locking tuners, and I would just steal the tuners that were off it, put them on this. But only really would bother doing that for the fact that I'd probably get a wee bit of money for them, and on this particular guitar, slightly off. Just a little bit neck heavy. Not bad, but just it's just there. I think if they weren't there, it wouldn't be. If you had Clossums on it. I think I might need to put a a string tree as well. The other thing is I don't have a black string tree or a gold string tree. This is kind of, the tuners are black, and I think maybe, I don't know if Jen's got black knobs. Maybe put black knobs on it, might look better. These wee small cosmetic things also. I never had black strap pin ends. They could be gold as well. But these are things, if you buy a guitar like this and you want it to be perfect, I mean, strap pins, okay, yeah, you might have to wait a month for them to arrive, but they're going to be like 2 quid or something from China. And in fact, same with the jack socket as well. It'll be about 2 or 3 quid. That one's chrome, not gold, like it should be. Only because I'm pointing these things out. So if you're interested in this, get onto Jen soon, because it's not been on Jen's page yet. This will be going out tonight. So this is Tele Tuesday, currently live. Message her if you want it. Rock on. I'll see you later. I am sanding today. Oh, come on. Yeah, look at my purple base looking good. Oh, come on. I just put batteries in this. Bastard. I haven't changed batteries for ages, and I changed them the other day, and then they went totally flat, and I was stuck. I was kind of trying to put on YouTube videos that were like an hour long, so I could just off the battery and then, aye. Rocking. Catch you tomorrow.